Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. We're all staying together, and it's really fun. You know, it's
Yeah.
kind of cool. Like, you come down to the competition, and it's all competition. You go home, and you got Coco and Autumn climbing over you, and, you know, come and play with fairies and stuff, and it's really cool. As you see, Jerry.
Whoa, right off the bat.
Straight into one.
Jared
Lining
Houston
this
out.
section.
Yeah, do it.
Big.
Oh,
Oh, sick flip.
Nice.
That was good. That was really nice and clean. Good way to start the heat. Looking good. Looking real good.
So that is out in the water now. Heat number 3, Jared Houston starting off his campaign with a nice backflip there on the
Yeah.
inside. Solid wave to start off. Jared Houston in yellow,
Here we go,
Amory
the
Laverne
replay.
in red. And here's another look.
Yeah, so he's just kind of lining it up. Little cutty. You can see the bowl coming. He just doesn't want to get to it too quick. Just going to line it up. Nice, big, clean flip. Look at that. Bang. Perfect. Keeps the feet crossed.
Wow, he
Looks good.
just I think he may have heard his team manager from his new fin company say something.
Yeah. I got a little whisper in his ear, mate. If you don't win, or if you don't make it through this heat, nah, it's all good.
And Ben Player giving Dave Winchester a couple little inside tips
Yep.
on what to expect out there.
Yep, that's right. Well, Winnie's coming up in heat 4, so he's got a couple of heats to go. But Amore with a nice roll there. A nice clean roll. And we've got all the guys. Manuel, he's just kicking out. So all the guys are trying to get busy. They probably saw Ben get off to an early start, so they're probably trying to do that as well. But Jared's definitely got the
Upper hand.
Yeah, the upper hand on that exchange. There's Amore with a bit of a little forward. And it's a pretty nice roll. This is a difficult section to do, but he doesn't go all the way to the bottom.
That's right.
Make sure he only goes halfway down, like with the bottom turn, so you can get up to that lip nice and clean. That was good. Smart surfing. He's such a good rider, Amore.
Very
Fit.
clean, very
Really fit.
Yeah, he's one of the most flexible guys on the
Yeah.
tour, aside probably from Jeff Hubbard.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
Can you still touch your toes?
After about 3 vodkas.
So you can.
I can, yeah. But yeah, not like these guys. Like you see them, putting their head on their knees, and I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. This is Manny V holding it down. In the hot seat is Andrew Lester. Heat number 3, round number 3, currently out in the water. We have 8 heats in round number 3. These are 3-man heats, 25 minutes long. Top 2 waves will be scored. There is a 10-wave maximum, and only 2 riders of the 3 will advance on per heat into round number 4. Currently out in the water, Amory Laverne in the red jersey, in yellow, Jared Houston, and in black, Manuel Centeno, the local rider here in Portugal.
The local wild card.
Yeah, local wild card for a good reason.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. He's he used to follow the tour back, before it was the GSS, and he had a few good wins. He won here at Sintra a few times. I remember I wasn't actually competing at the time, but he got to the final in Chile. At Arica against Ben Player. So
Definitely a contender.
Yeah, so he can mix it with in the beachies, but he can also mix it in the big stuff too. He's really good. You see, there's a couple of scores coming through. Jared with a 6.38, so that's a really good score to start off your heat with. Amore with a 5.5, and Manuel, he only just took off and kicked out, so he'd be on a 1 or something.
So we got some times from people. All the Australians, they're in the 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock
afternoon, Friday afternoon.
Oh,
a few beers going down.
Yeah. You still got time. Go to your local pub.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take your laptop, take your HDMI cable, and say, hey, could I plug in?
Yeah, exactly.
Use your Wi-Fi and invite some friends over to
exactly.
spend money here.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy. So if you can do that, do it, because you're going to have 40 TVs showcasing interviews from this lovely lady of all the winners. Let's go down right now with Natasha. Natasha, where you at?
Okay, people. I have here someone really special. He's like a character of the IBA. Where is he? Hey, there he is. And this is the guy himself, Ben Player. Benito, how we say it in Spanish. So how was it?
It's pretty good. It's a little bit better than yesterday, so today's conditions should get really good with a bit of high tide. Yeah.
The paddle outs, like the sets, everything, like it's a little bit confusing getting the wave, or you felt very comfortable? You know this beach already. You've been here how many times?
I think like 10 times or something like that, 10 years, yeah. But yeah, it's pretty tough out there. Like there's a lot going on. There's an outside bank, which is creating a lot of current, and there's a sweep that's going along the beach. So 25-minute heats are pretty tough. Like you got to be pretty aware of the time and got to make sure you get 2 in that amount of time. But I was lucky to get one straight off the bat and got like 6.5. So I was in a good stead for the rest of the heat.
Perfect. So, do you want to say a message to everybody watching you back home?
Like, you Tobes, you Mum, you Dad, you. Ooh, ooh.
Do you think that's funny?
A little bit.
Try it again. Okay, he's out. Thank you very much, and we wish him, of course, this unknown guy, the best of lucks. And let's go back to you guys.
I think Coco's rubbing off on him.
Yeah. He's gone loco.
Yeah, so Ben Blair absolutely dominating that second here in round number 3, and his sense of humor is always fun.
Oh, yeah. Easy to work with, isn't he? Yes. He's in the hash just going,
So that's Natasha from Puerto Rico. She is
Yeah.
still competing. She actually
Yeah.
got second in her last heat yesterday,
Yep,
so
that's
she's
right.
going to advance on to round number 5 in the women's division. That's coming up after the last heat of round number 3. Again, welcome and thank you for tuning in. This is Manny V with Andrew Lester in the hot seat. This is the hot seat. We get guys, all the competitors, and we'll have some special guests come in to be my co-host for a heat or two. And Andrew Lester is one of those guys where if I'm looking around for somebody last minute, he's always one of those guys to come in here, and I just found out why.
yeah. Get the upper hand on the other guys.
Yeah.
Get my strategies going, and yeah.
Well,
it's a good idea.
What you don't see in front of us, we have a huge 46-inch screen, LCD screen right in front of us. So for Andrew Lester, he can just
Jerry.
tune in on this and say, okay.
Oh, a bit of a roll. It's not really going to do anything.
So what Lester's doing, which is pretty awesome. If I was in your shoes, I'd do the same.
Yeah.
Come in here, hang out, talk, and see what the judges are doing as far as all the waves are concerned.
Yeah, exactly. Like I do enjoy coming in here and commentating and hanging out with you, but there is an underlying reason as well. But it is. I mean, it's kind of good. Like literally, I can lock myself in here. I get to spend 50 minutes in here purely watching the competition and seeing what the guys are doing, what scores they're getting, and it can really, as much as I do enjoy doing it, it does help me when I go out in my heat.
Awesome.
So I'm not gonna lie.
So
Just hope the other guys aren't catching on to it.
Well, I want you to keep saying that because it's only going to help me out when I'm trying to hunt down make my list for the next day.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. This is a 25-minute heat out in the water. Heat number 3, 17 minutes, 30 seconds remaining. And taking a look at the scores, here is where we are.
Yeah, so we've got Manuel in third. He's only got a 0.8. He hasn't even really started yet. He needs a 4.63 to go into second, or a 7.3 to go into first. Amori is only he's on a 5.5. He's just waiting for that next one. And then Jared, he's his second wave then was a 1.55. It's not really much, so he's in the lead with his 6.63, and all the guys are looking to get another important score. As you can see on the screen, there's that outside bank. It's breaking up the swell, but it also kind of takes away a bit of the power of the wave. So with that high tide, it's going to fill up a little bit more, and it's going to really start to produce a couple of ramps and barrels. You see Jared's just going left there for...
Oh, thank you,
beautiful.
cameraman, for coming back to
Yeah,
that.
that was sick. That was a really good invert. Nice and clean. We got Manuel a bit further down the beach. Had a nice big roll too. So he's just started off on his campaign, but I'd love to see that Jared invert again. Slow-mo even. That'd be good. So Jared's and you kind of probably can't tell on the screen, but the way where they're taking off from is probably 50 meters away. As he's got Jared coming down, knows what he's going to do, gets up nice and early. Bang!
And the
Look at
timing.
that.
How crucial is the timing when you're doing moves like this?
It's really important, especially out here, Manny, because it's probably a little bit deceiving, but because it hits the shallow bank so quickly, it breaks really quick, so you need to be up there, really early. As you see Manuel, like he's just lining up, comes through, and even then he gets just a little bit late, but has enough power to push through into a big roll. So they're two good scores. So Manuel just got a 5.13 for that roll.
Getting ready to check in and grab his jersey. He's actually tying the back of his jersey
Roberto
a little
Bruno?
tight before he gets on. That is Roberto Bruno.
Yep.
Getting ready. He'll be next in the black jersey. He'll be along with fellow Brazilian Eder Luciano and Dave Winchester
Yeah,
coming
that's
up
going to
next.
be a really good heat. That's going to be a really tough heat. All three of those guys are really, really, really good. I mean, all the guys in this round are really good, but that's going to be a really tough heat to pick. There's a couple of scores just came through on that last exchange. Manuel got a 5-1-3 for that roll, which was really good. But Jared's dropped a big 7.75 for that invert. So he's really taken a hold of this heat with a 6.63 and a 7.75. He's got the 2 high scores. And Amori, probably unfamiliar territory being in third, but with a 5.5, I don't think he'd be too worried. He's only, he doesn't have a second score yet, so he needs a 5.1 and a 0.51 to get into second, but he needs a big 8.88 to get into first. So
there's Winnie.
So there's Winnie. He's going to go down to the support crew of the family. He's got Amy. He's got Amori. Here he goes. He's going right.
Oh,
that's
nice.
sick. Is that going to make that? Let's see if he can get through that cleanly. It's going to be pretty hard to get through that suds.
Oh, he's getting washed around right there, but
didn't quite make it. But to be honest, that's probably going to be better than a 0.51, so you're probably going to second. But it's kind of deceiving as well, Manny, because of the rip going from on your screen from right to left. The rights actually kind of bowl away from you, so it's kind of difficult, as you can see with Jared when he got that invert. The section was kind of coming in towards him, so it's a lot easier to hit and a lot easier to time. Whereas when you're going right, the waves kind of it's kind of like it's almost the sections are going away from you, so it's a lot harder to get to the lip. So I wonder if that'll play into it a bit more as the tide comes into it. It might start to bring the rights in a bit.
So if you're going to look for a lip maneuver or a big move,
I'd probably suggest going left at this stage, just because with the rip, it's kind of it kind of makes the angle of the wave come towards you, which makes the air sections a lot easier to time for one, but also a lot cleaner. As you can see, Amori, he's kind of almost going back out to sea a little bit. So when he hits the reverse, the waves, it's on a different angle. So that's what made that foam push up underneath his board, therefore stop him from being able to come out through the front of it. Whereas when the lefts come towards you, it kind of gives you an angle where you can kind of push out in front of the wave as opposed to on top of the wave. And it's a small thing, but it's a huge factor when you're out there surfing. As you can see, there was the difference between making it and not making it. So there we go. So with a little over 12 minutes, or a little under 13 minutes to go, we've got Manuel in third. He needs a 2.13 to move into second. We've got Amori, who's in second. He needs an 8.88 to go into first. I think he'd be more trying to get rid of that 1.75 to solidify his second position. And then we've got Jared well out in front with a 7.75 and a 6.63. So Jerry at this stage is looking like he's going to continue his sponsorship with Freedom, luckily.
we got 12 minutes.
Yeah, you've got 12 minutes, anything could happen. So
Again, these are 25-minute heats, and
beautiful.
There you have it, Salvamos Puerto.
Save Porto. He's done his bit.
The last day of the Elmo Ramos's International Cinema and Shortcuts bodyboarding films went down last night, and I really wanted to go, but I needed to sleep.
Yeah.
But unfortunately missed it, but they were doing their part, selling the T-shirts,
Yeah, great.
doing their thing for the Salvamos Porto campaign, and everybody's heading down there for the next event.
Yeah, exactly. I know it's great. Like he has personally contributed to Porto and to the event, but also to the local community. So I don't even think he would realise how much impact he's had on on not only the IBA, but for also the town of Porto Escondido. So on behalf of them, we thank you.
All right. So you know what? As Red is waiting, Amarie waiting for the set. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back.
Yes.
This is Manny V with Andrew Lester bringing you the live feed from the 2012 Sintra Portugal Pro. And here's what just went
replay.
down during
Jerry,
the
on another right.
ad.
See, that section gets up.
Oh, nice. Jared Houston
how
with
good
that
was
big aerial maneuver right there. The invert from Jared Houston in the yellow jersey. He's just pulling out way ahead now, and I believe that came in at a 7.75.
No, I think that's the wave actually before
Yes,
it. That was his
that's
left
right.
invert. So, yeah, he's just making an absolute idiot of me too by saying that the air bowls aren't as good on the rights, and he just does a full body invert. So, making me look like an idiot. But yeah, that was a really good score.
That wave came to us during that
ad.
Yeah, but
That ad
the
break.
boys in the production room, they grabbed it, showed us the replay.
Man.
And that was a pretty solid invert. I'm
was
going to
a sh-
guess even the 7 or 8 point
Yeah.
something range.
I reckon it'd be in the 8s. That was judging off the 7.75, like on the left, it was better than it. So they'd have to go into that high 8, or not high 8s. I reckon the early to mid 8s because it was much better.
Oh, look at that. An 8.38, Jared Houston.
It's just gone from strength to strength.
Wow, look at his scores right there. And look, if you're looking at it, we're at the 10-minute mark, and they
Amaury.
all have about. Look at that,
Bang.
Amaury Laverne.
Answers straight back. That was a nice, good invert. That's not going to be as high, I don't think, as Jared's 7 either, but he's starting to improve. He's starting to get a bit of rhythm. That's one thing out here, with so many waves happening all around you, you just want to start to find your rhythm. And Amaury going up nice and clean, staying pretty high so you can get to the lip clean. Oh,
Nice.
geez, that's nice to look at, isn't it?
I can hear Sasha's camera once
yeah,
again.
oh, yeah. The smoke coming off it. It's burning.
Amaury Laverne, he is your 2010 former world champion, and
Yep.
he hasn't slowed down since. He's been in the top 24 since.
Yep.
And you know what? He would like another world title under his belt for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a real true competitor. He's very focused, very fit, very polite, very he's great with these duties away from the ocean too. You see him like doing coaching clinics and things like that. He's a really good dude, really good guy.
And he also has a book, a bodyboarding
Yes, he's
book.
got a
If you do
bodyboarding
not
book.
have a bodyboarding, Amaury's book, definitely look for it,
Yeah.
grab it, and I'll get the information from him. So
Yeah, definitely do that. 'Cause,
you need to put that in your
well,
hands.
there aren't many bodyboarding books. Well, there's really no bodyboarding books around. So it's great to support someone like Amaury who's going out there and doing that kind of thing.
I'm gonna put that down in my to-do list.
Yep.
Moz.
The ever-growing to-do list.
Yes.
Moz book. But so we got a 7 for that. So it's a little under Jerry's invert, which is fair enough. He's got Manuel, who's looking to improve, and he's just you can see the frustration there. Yeah, it does. It looks frustrating out there. It looks difficult. You can see Jared's in a really good rhythm. Ben was in a really good rhythm, but if you're not, it's an uphill battle. So
Well, that's going to be unfortunate if we see another Portuguese rider go down in round number 3. We've already lost 2. Miguel Adao and Nicholas Rosner have already dropped out in these first 2 heats of round number 3. And Manuel Centeno, the lone Portuguese against the South African and Reunion Island rider, out in this heat. We still do have a couple more. You got one in yours, Juan Carlos Vieira and Joao Pinheiro. 2 more Portuguese riders in the event if Manuel Centeno cannot pull off a second place or first place finish here in this heat.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I don't want to say that it's because the other guys are professionals or anything like that, but because Manuel is he used to be on the tour. But I wonder if it has something to do with the guys who are they're here purely for this competition. Like this is their job. This is what they're doing day in, day out. Manuel, he's got a life away from the the competitions now. He's got he's going to be a father in a couple of months. So your priorities just seem to shift a little bit, and you don't seem to have as much importance on the event. This is do or die for Jared and for Amaury, whereas Manuel, it's not so much do or die anymore for him.
Yeah, he was at that peak, but you know what? You never know. This might start the flame.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. And I mean, you can see by the frustration that he still wants to be out there and still wants to win.
Yes.
So hopefully he can. He only needs what does he need? He only needs a 7.37. So it's one good invert, and he's right back in the game, or a good flip, or anything like that. So it's a little over 6 minutes to go. Let's see what he can pull out.
See what happens.
See what happens. See what he can pull out. What tricks is he still got? There is the future of the Portuguese bodyboarding right there. How cool's that?
How's that haircut?
Good bowl.
I think I had that same haircut back when I was his age.
Yeah, exactly.
How's that little refresh board too?
It's probably like a 22-inch board or something.
And look at his channels too.
That's epic. How cool's that? You got Jared. Come and look at those rights. Just opted to kick out. As we got Amaury going left. This could have a bit of a nice bowl section. He does that
nice.
so easily. Flip. Yeah.
Amaury Laverne was able to pull off. And you're right. I mean, The wave, Andrew Lester mentioned it earlier. If you're just tuning in, Manny V here with Andrew Lester in the hot seat. But Lester put it in simple terms. The right, it's going to be going away from you, and the lip maneuvers are going to be harder. But if you're on the lefts like this, Omri Laverne, you can pull off these lip maneuvers with a little bit more ease. Because you got the power behind you.
You got the power behind you, and it's kind of because it's kind of angling towards the beach. It makes it more of a barrel-y air bowl, like a bit more of a lip, as opposed to even with Jared's invert. Although he got launched and it was a massive invert, it wasn't a really clean, solid lip. Like it still had a bit of foamy fluff on it, but it's just because Jared's such a good rider, he was able to get above that and then out. So I definitely still think that the lefts scoring potential wise are at this stage are probably a little bit better for those air moves. But like I said, Jared's highest score was on the right, so.
Here's where we are currently in the water with 4 minutes remaining, and because every time we put something in our interactive page on our IBA World Tour Facebook page, we always get a ton of hits, and I'm from this point on, the first 10 people, 10, 15 people, I'll name their names and and their shout outs, but at least 100, 100 at
exactly.
a time. So
it's good.
The first 15 and I'll give you a little warning, but right now, shout outs on the IBA World Tour Facebook page. That's your interactive portal to talk to the riders and everybody else watching from around the world. Again, Manny V here with Andrew Lester, winding down heat number 3 out in the water. This is round number 3 of the Grand Slam Series main event. This is the showdown format. This is an elimination round, three-man heats, 25 minutes long. Top 2 waves will be scored, and only 2 of the 3 will advance on.
Yeah, that's right. So a little only 3 minutes to go, and Jared and Amore looking pretty good. With Amore's last flip, he's made it pretty difficult now for Manuel Centeno to get up into second. He now needs an 8.65, so he's going to have to get the best wave of the heat to get up into second. So it's going to be pretty difficult for Manuel, but he's a great competitor. So we'll just have to wait and see.
5 and 6. Okay.
He's got Jared. He's looking at this right. Let's see what he can do. Little cutty, little snap to open up. Let's see if this bowl. Yeah, just kind of. Oh, he almost went over then. But yeah, just opted to kick out of that. Again, that bowl just kind of bending away from him. So Jared just still trying to keep a little busy. Probably just wants to keep a bit of rhythm, and he'll definitely be making it through into the next round. He's got Amore looking to go right as well, but opts to kick out again. So now Manuel's going to have priority. So basically the ocean's his. He can choose any wave he wants. He needs an 8.65. If he's going to make it through, it's going to have to get the best wave of the heat. But I wouldn't put it past him. So let's see. Hopefully the ocean can cooperate and at least give him an opportunity to go for that score.
If you were watching yesterday's competition, I mean, I'm guessing 5 or 6 heats that came down.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding, to the last seconds.
Yeah.
And there was always situation changes, after the horn has sounded, because all those scores were dropping, and it was very intense and very exciting. It could happen right here in this heat right here. If Manuel Centeno can pull off an 8.65 to get into that second place spot and crush Omri's.
Well, here he goes. He's looking.
Here it is.
It's all going to come down to this. An 8.65, I think.
Oh, that was nice. That was a
pretty
nice
sick.
reverse, but unfortunately, I don't think that's in the 8-point range.
That's not in the 8-point range. It's still sick though. It's that'll be better than his 5.13. But I mean, if he can get back out in time, he might only need now a 7. But I don't think he's gonna have enough time. But still, look at his clean lines. Good rider, isn't he?
It's
really
like
good
riding
rider.
a bike.
Comes up, bang, just a little bit under the lip, but still gets enough to get pop the tail out and everything. That was comes out of it cleanly with the foam. But I think he can probably knows within himself that that's not an 8. But 31 years of age, 67 kilos. Jeez. But 31 years of age, 5'6". He's a little pocket rocket.
Yeah.
But an absolute legend, a really nice guy.
I wonder if he's got a little a fire going and coming back into the
Yeah, I hope so.
IBA World Tour. Check this out, Jared Houston.
That'd be great. Jerry just going right again. You can kind of see that wave just bending away from him. Nice cut of reverse. Oh, into a nosedive.
That's okay for Jared Houston.
Yeah, that's all right.
He's walking away with this heat for sure. There
Good
you hear
heat.
it in the